Warning, what I'm about to say might make you unstoppable. I need you to proceed with caution. You clicking on this video means that you're tired of being average on the field and you want to become the star player on your team, so you get the offers, so you get the girls. But more importantly, you get to prove yourself that you are who you say you are. If you watch this whole video through, and I mean you really gotta watch this whole video through, by the end you will either be a better player or you will be mad that you haven't seen this sooner. And I'm gonna see how bad you want it, because I can see how long you watched this video. That's a metric I can watch, so I can see how bad you really want it, how bad you want to be the star player on the field, okay? If getting better at football is something you want to do and it's something that's your main priority, then this video is the one for you, okay? And throughout this video, I'm gonna be teaching you and telling you my story and how I've overcame adversity and how I've shifted my perspective on playing football. And it really has changed my life, and it's changed the way I look at life, and it's made me such a better football player. The things I'm gonna talk about in this video, it's made me such a better football player. Here we go. But first, I want to give you some context about who I am. In 2020, when the pandemic happened, I was a starter on my high school varsity team, and I had put so much work in. I would work out 5 days a week. I would go to the sand pit. I would go hit the field. I would do workouts in my room. I would do all that consistently because we couldn't work out with the team for a certain period of time. So I would do all my speed work, all my technique work, all my lifting. I would do all of that stuff in my room. Then the team workouts came and I started doing more workouts with the team. Then the season started. But when the season started, I didn't feel like I belonged because I had so many D1 teammates that I felt like I was the worst starter. I felt like I was the worst player on the team. I kept telling myself that I kept feeling myself as that person. That reality kept coming. It kept showing me why I was the worst player on the field. And so I had a terrible year. I had one touchdown for like 90 yards as a starting receiver. I felt so trash, and I was like, I put in so much work just to get this. There has to be something I'm missing. And fast forward to 2 years later, I'm going to a college in a state that I'm not from, and I'm going and I'm beating out 40 receivers at the start of training camp. Yes, there were 40 receivers in the receiver room at the start of training camp at the college I was at. This is true. In just a couple of weeks, in less than a month, I win the starting job over the people that's been there and over the other freshmen that are coming in. 2 years later, I made this shift. In all honesty, I could have made it in 1 year. I could have made it in less than a year. I just had to work into it because I didn't have anybody mentoring me. I didn't have anybody teaching me the right way to think and how I could shift my perspective and really quantum leap. If you know that word, quantum leap, shout out to you. But really leap to who I want to be. And so that's why I'm giving you this video. That's why I have all my communities, all my courses, so I can help mentor you and help you get where you want to go. I'm gonna be teaching you the mindset shifts and the secrets that the star athletes, that the starters, that the elite athletes, that the star players on each team, that they do, whether they know it or not. I'm gonna be teaching you and letting you know the secrets that they use, and I'm gonna show you how you can apply it to your life. Let's get straight into it. First, before I say any of these secrets, you have to actually be good. You have to actually be a good football player for these to work. If you just started playing football last Saturday, these can help you for sure, but like you have to have a certain thing, a gift somewhere in your game. Whether if you're on the shorter side and you're just naturally shifty, all you have to do is get the ball in your hands and nobody can touch you, or you're a good route runner, or you're taller, you know how to catch the football, or you're just super aggressive, you're a linebacker, you're just filling the gaps and you just don't even care that you're crazy. People say you're crazy and you just hit the gaps and you hit stick the running backs, whatever it is. There has to be something that you are known for and that you are gifted at, and that comes second nature to you. Whatever it is, ask yourself if you have that, and I'm sure you do. I'm sure there's something. I just want you to tap into more of that, okay? The number one secret that star athletes use, they got a short-term mindset. This is a good thing and a bad thing. That whenever they mess up on the field, if they fumble, if they drop a pass, if they throw a pick, they don't get down on themselves and think about it, let it get in their head the rest of the game. Like they threw a pick in the first quarter. In the third quarter, you think they're still thinking about that pick? No, they're thinking about what the moment is bringing to them. And so I've talked about a lot of this in my videos, but you can't let what happened 5 minutes ago affect what happens right now. Right now is a new moment, a new opportunity to prove yourself right, prove yourself who you say you are. Okay, you can't let what happened 5 minutes ago or 5 days ago, 5 years ago, you can't let any of that deter you from this present moment. A good way you can like find out if you have this short-term mindset. It's kind of funny, and I realized I had it when this happened. But so this has happened multiple times, but I would be eating my food or just doing something around the house. Maybe I'm on the game, playing GTA, whatever. And then my mom would come in, she would tell me to do chores. Say if I'm eating, she wants me to do the dishes, and I'll be like, okay. And then I just finish eating, and I throw my plate away, and I just go to my room, and I just don't even remember her saying that I needed to do chores. Not just because I'm trying to avoid it, I just don't remember. Yeah, that's bad. Like, obviously we don't want to forget things right when we're told. If we're in a football game and we just had a bad play, we want to forget that and just, we're in the present moment. That happens with my parents all the time, where they'll tell me to do something, I'm not gonna lie, I'll just forget. But so that's a good trait, but it's also it's a good for football, but it's bad for your parents because they want you to do what they tell you to do. So so a short-term mindset, adopt a short-term mindset. Don't get too caught up on bad things or good things that happen, because if you can get too caught up on good things and think, oh, now I have to repeat that, now I have to be even better, and then you start to feel pressure, and it, like, that happens too. So whatever happened, good or bad, positive, negative, fumble or touchdown, forget it. We got a new moment we got to focus on. Okay, if you want to learn more how to get rid of pressure, check this video right here. Okay, that's more about that, but back to this video. The second thing we need to do is we need to take huge responsibility and huge accountability on our actions and on our environment. I'm about to ask you a question, and if this answer isn't 100% clear, then it's a problem. And it's, are you willing to be the one that they look to? No matter who they is, football team or your parents, are you willing to be the one that they look to when moments of adversity hit? What's that answer? If that answer isn't 100% yes, then, I mean, bro, click off this video. Being the best at something, it's not for you. If people are leaning on you to put the team on the back, bro, you gotta embrace that. You gotta love it. You gotta be like, man, this is my time. This is what I trained for. If you're not like that, then you're just not gonna be a star player. I was never like that. Whenever I was, like I told you, 2020, whenever I was a starter, I wasn't like that. I didn't think like that, and it showed. But then as I kept growing, I started to develop that. I'm like, yeah, I want to be the one who they throw to when the game's on the line. I want to be the one who has to provide for my family. I want to be the man. I want people to talk about me in a way of respect when they're behind my back. That's how you gotta be. If you're like that, then you naturally just take accountability for everything that you do. You woke up late, you missed the workout, that's your fault. You ran a bad route and the DB locked you up, that's your fault. And you're fine, you know that's your fault. If that's a trait that you have, and that's a trait that you are developing, that's good, man. You can be a star player. You can, and that's good. I want you to feel good that you can do that if you feel that way about football and that way about life. The star players are resilient. The star players are determined. They're determined to win that rep. Even if it's just a one-on-one rep, that doesn't mean anything. It might not even be in practice. It could be just with your friends. You are so determined to win that rep. So determined. Whenever adversity hits, you gotta feel it. You gotta embrace it. You gotta low-key love it. That college I went to, we had never had a losing season. And it was always either 8+ wins. In every single season, it was, and this is like 10 years of just 8+ wins. And every single season at the start of the year, before I was even on the team, they would start off slow. They would get like 1 to 2 losses, and then they would be on a winning streak the rest of the season. This season, we were 1-2 for the first 3 weeks. We had one of the pastors for our school come talk to the team in a team meeting, and he was just motivating us and saying, and telling us to remember how crazy you are for loving this sport. You gotta be crazy to wake up every day and want to hit somebody. That's what football is you're hitting people every day. And sometimes we forget about that because it's just our normal life. But in all reality, us as football players, we're naturally crazy because we like hitting other people. We like getting in car crashes, as they say. We like running over people, okay? We like the contact. As I'm saying this to you, man, really feel that. I mean, like, man, I'm crazy. So next time you hit that field, man, feel that feeling of, man, I'm crazy. I'm ready to take some dude's head off. Football is fun, and we are naturally crazy as football players. Embrace it. Embrace all of that. Don't go on the field and play soft, because somebody like me that has been through injuries And see, whenever I see somebody, like I used to train kids and then go watch their games. And one of the kids I was training I would train him and he would do good in the drills, but in the game, he just was soft and he wasn't letting other people push him around. Whenever I see people like take the game lightly and not go hard and let other people push them around, it hurts me, because I had the game taken away from me for years and it has set me back years. We gotta embrace the craziness and we gotta have fun. Every time we step on that field, we can't let other people take advantage of us. And that is our responsibility to have that will on the field. We gotta take accountability for our drive on that field, our resilience. You gotta keep on building your pain tolerance. And that naturally comes with football. At the beginning of the season, you get tackled a certain way. It doesn't feel good, but in mid-season, man, you're used to getting hit. It's nothing. Build your pain tolerance, embrace hard things, wake up at a certain time every day, do your structured workouts every day, push yourself, progressive overload. That naturally builds your pain tolerance, and that's what star players do, okay? And the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to taking responsibility, taking accountability, is don't ask other people to do something that you wouldn't do. Don't make your teammates do one more set when you haven't finished your reps yet. Don't ask your teammates to do something that you wouldn't do. Don't ask them to wake up at a certain time and pick you up, and then you not even wake up, and then they're outside your house waiting. Don't do that, bro. That's not how you're gonna get anywhere. It can be a situation like that, or it can be something completely different. Don't ask them to do something that you wouldn't do. That's a life lesson too. I try to tell y'all football stuff, but it's also life lessons, because there's life after football, okay? And I don't want y'all to get a game taken away from you and being distraught like how I was when I had the game taken away from me and I was lost for about a year. So next talking point, now that we take responsibility, now that we take accountability, we have a short-term mindset. We gotta understand our dark side. Understand nobody is gonna help you in this world succeed if you don't help you succeed. Your one mind is more powerful than 8 billion minds put together. If 8 billion people could believe in you and they believe in your success, if there's just one person in the world and that's you that doesn't believe in you, you're not gonna be successful. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta embrace the hard times. Whenever things get sticky, workouts get hard, your team has a challenge where let's see who holds the plank the last. And in college, they're gonna have mental toughness, things like that for you too. So any moments like that, you gotta embrace, like you gotta tell yourself you like that. You gotta believe that you like it when it's challenging. Don't let your pride get in the way of your mission. You don't want to work out because people are inviting you to go hang out. You're working out in the field and people are be like, what is he doing? Or you see a group of people walking by and just staring at you. Don't let your pride get in the way. Those probably aren't the best examples of that, but you know what I mean. Don't let your comfort get in the way of you wanting to dominate and you building that skill and putting in the work so you can dominate. And that's what star players do. Star players, we don't put in the work just to win. We don't put in the work just so we can say we put in the work just so for our status, for us saying we play football. Well, we're football players. We put in the work because we want to be the best on the field. We want to dominate every field we touch, and we do, because that's the way we think. That's how we handle ourselves. And so a way you can embrace this dark side and understand it is you got to keep tabs on every moment of adversity that is very significant to you in your life. Whether it's poverty, your parents are struggling to get money, struggling to pay for certain things, whether it's a girl hurts you, whether it's your coaches saying you're not good enough, coaches saying you're slow, coaches saying you're not explosive, coaches saying you're just an average football player, a teammate saying you're just an average football player, people in class talking trash about you after they watched your game. Keep tabs of that. Whenever those hard times hit, just remember all those people that were talking crazy about you. Just remember that. You'll be surprised on the things that you can do if you embrace that side of you whenever it's time to put in that work and it's really time to shine. Whenever the cameras are on, you'll be surprised on how good you will be. You either use the pain that you felt throughout your life that you might be feeling now. You either use that to excel or you use that to deny. You get to choose. Do you want to use the pain and use it as motivation, as drive, or you just want to use it as complaints and excuses and sit back and just be the dude that made excuses and say, oh, if this didn't happen, then I would be a D1 football player. Nah, take accountability, Use your pain to excel. Don't use your pain for comfort, because comfort is killing whatever you want. Either use your pain to take control of your reality, or use your pain to deny your reality and to keep on denying it. But you can't deny it for so long. It's only just gonna keep on showing up back into your life. So you choose. The last thing I want to talk about is that your daily shift is supposed to be longer than everyone else's. You got to get in early, you got to leave late. And after you leave late, you got to prepare for the next day. You got to win as much moments as you possibly can. You got to create a schedule. And after you create that schedule, you got to follow through and you got to check the boxes. You woke up at the right time, check that box, you won. You got to the gym at the right time, you checked the box, you won. You worked out and you hit all the workouts and you didn't skip a workout, check all the boxes, you won. You got back and you ate the right foods to recover, check the box, you won. You got to keep checking boxes throughout the day. Star players, we do more. We do more than the regular person. The regular person, they wake up, they show up to work out, and they lift. They do the weight they've always been doing on the bench. They don't add more. They just, so they can get that participation thing. Star players, we're prepping our body before the workout. Then we're hitting the workout and we're not going through the motions. We're doing everything with intention and intensity, progressive overload, up in the weight. Whenever we go back to our dorms, we go back to our house, we're eating the right foods. We're not just eating anything that we want to eat. We're not just eating Doritos. We're not just eating candy. We're eating our chicken. We're eating our sweet potatoes, our rice, our broccoli, our protein shakes. We're getting all the right things in. Your shift, I call it your shift, but like, you got to spend more time on this if you want to be a star. This is the real side of getting better at football. If you watch this whole video through, it could be a lot, but that's just is what it is. I have videos on how to make it a lot more simpler and make the training way easier. Go check that out. And so if you're still watching, man, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be great. I need you to trust in yourself. I need you to develop these habits each and every day. And as you develop these habits, you're gonna separate yourself from other people. There's gonna be a lot of other people that don't think like you, and you're gonna realize the true colors in people if they really want success for you or success for themselves. You're gonna see that as you develop these skills. And so you're gonna have to put in the work by yourself. In my community, I show you how to do all of these things. I teach you certain things. You can message me. Really, depending on your situation, I can really help you out. But so back to what I was saying, you're gonna have to start working out by yourself, start putting the work in by yourself. And here's a video on how you can do that.